Endo uzime kuja tuseme hi guys. Haya, kuja.
Hi guys! Hi guys! Hi guys!
Welcome back. Hi guys, thank you so much for sticking around and welcome back home. It's time for part 2 of the story time.
Guys. Hi guys! Hi guys!
Haya mama, that's enough. Haya, ndio cheze game. Cheze game kwa simu. Welcome back to part 2 of the story time. I've been so eager, so waiting to finish up this story because the things I saw out there. But first of all, before I continue, I want to say a special thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining my team. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching and viewing, and thank you for everything. Thank you for just being here. Literally, I appreciate you. And now, back to the story time. Let's pick up from where we left. So this guy standing in front of me with a chicken and a knife, and this was like one crazy moment, you know. At that moment I had so many things in my head, like, should I run? What should I do? Will I be able to run so fast, like in these shoes and all that? So I started undoing my shoes, and the guy asked me, what do you think you're doing? And now it became somehow like a hostage situation. And mark you, none of my friends know where I am. Like, I was dumb enough not to give location to my friends. So first of all, I want to say this: if ever you meet someone online and you're going on that first date, always make sure you share your location with your friend every 30 or even every 10 minutes, because nowadays things are crazy. Did you see the story of the guy who met a guy on Craigslist? The guy was from China. Apparently, I just saw the story yesterday on TikTok, but I think it happened a couple of years ago. So the guy went to meet these guy. I think they were both, you know, homosexual or something. So he went to meet someone that he met on Craigslist, only to end up chopped off. His hands were sent to different schools by this serial killer. This guy was like mental. Like, how do you dismember someone and distribute his body parts everywhere? Anyway, forget about that. So I was in this kind of a situation where anything could have happened. So I had to play smart. I told the guy that, okay, I'm not comfortable doing this in a closed space. Can we go do it somewhere in a field? I mean, I will do it. It's no big deal for me to kill a chicken with a knife and blood and everything, which is a nightmare. I lied. I guess the end justifies the means. I mean, anyway, so I convinced the guy, let's drive to somewhere like an open area like this, and then I will do everything that you want, but promise that you will get me home after I have done that. And the guy agreed. And so we left, we went down to the parking lot, and we went to his car. He opened the boot of his car and put the chicken and the knife there, and we drove off. All this time we were driving off, I was thinking, should I jump out of this car? Will I survive? Like, is this how I die? I'm not even able to share my location with anyone. I'm just holding my phone and I get so nervous, and gosh, there was just so many emotions in my head at that moment. So we got to this place that looked like a desert, somehow like a desert. Like, you cannot see there are no neighbors, you cannot see any buildings, you can't see anyone walking around. It's just cars passing. And by good luck, there was a police checkpoint. Like, we could see a police checkpoint about like 50 or 60 meters ahead, because it was just plain ground. If you've been to Qatar, you know, like, some places are like total deserts. I can't even remember the name of the roads or anything. Anyway, so when we saw the police checkpoint, I knew this is my chance. So I told the guy, I think if we go through the police checkpoint, because he's like different race from me, and in that country at that moment they were very careful about, you know, like there was a little bit of discrimination, like an African woman with a white guy would have, you know, raised eyebrows, and the police like would enjoy that. So I told him, if we go through the police check, we're going to be in trouble. We have a chicken and a knife at the back, and I'm dressed, you know, like, you know, as if I'm I don't want to say the word, but I look like I'm just, I have a client. If you know, you know what I mean. So I convinced him, like within 2 minutes, I had convinced the guy to drop me off at that point.
Ma,
Yes? Nikuze.
Hi guys.
Mama, why are you playing? Mama, usichukue. Don't pick the phone. Unafanya nini? Unacheza game gani hii? Complete the puzzle. Why are you crying? Unacheza. Anyway, so I convinced the guy to drop me at that point. I told him to go past the police checkpoint and then take a U-turn after the police check. It's like you drop me on this side, you go through the police checkpoint, take a U-turn, and then come to this side. I would just cross over to the other side and I will join you in the car. And the guy was dumb enough to believe that that was going to happen. So the guy dropped me. You know what? I knew I was going to be arrested, but I was better off arrested by police than be in the car with a weird guy and a knife and a chicken. That was not a good situation for me. So the guy dropped me off and went ahead to the checkpoint. And you know, during this point when I'm convincing the guy, because he had stopped, he wasn't moving forward, or he had parked the car but still on the road. The police had noticed this car. So the moment the guy dropped me off, of course, because of the white skin color, I'm sorry to say that, but because of that, the guy was able to go through the police checkpoint, and they didn't arrest him, they didn't ask him questions or anything. But the police sent another car to come up on me, behind me, and arrest me. And I was arrested, and I was put in a police patrol car, and I was being questioned. Where were you coming from? Who was that person? Are you a prostitute? Blah, 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 blah. Fortunately enough, I had copies of my work visa, and because my ID was still being processed, I hadn't gotten my Qatar ID, and I produced that, but they still kept asking me questions and questions and questions. What were you doing with the guy? But I told them the truth. I met this guy online on a dating site, and I thought we can have a relationship. But when we saw the police, he was scared and he dropped me off because he was scared of this thing that you're asking me right now. And so they pressured me into they were trying to pressure me into confessing to being a prostitute or something. But I told them, no, I am here legally. This is my job card, and this is my visa copy, and this is my company. You can call my boss. And so everything I gave, and they called my boss and they asked my boss if he knows me or blah blah blah, and he said yes, I am newly employed, the ID is still. It was like I spent about 4 hours arrested, but they never took me in. At some point I told them, if I have committed any crime, please take me in and book me in. I'm tired, I just want to sleep, because I was traumatized by the whole event and everything. And the guy never came back, or maybe he did, and when he realized that I was arrested, he ran away. Coward, that one, a weird coward. Anyway, so that is how I escaped a weird first date. I went home. Now home is like the company accommodation, and I was narrating this story to the before I even get to how I got home. So when the police were done, they pressured me and they couldn't get anything from me, and I was starting to ask them to book me in, or just take me to the police station or something. It was almost like their duty was almost up, so they were to go home because it was late. It was late at night. It was around 1 or 2 a.m. So now they were like, okay, you're free to go, you can go home, but don't repeat this again, don't let us catch you again, blah 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 blah. And then I asked them, so how do I go home? Like, I don't even know where I am. How do I go home? I don't know. Call your friends. I tried calling my friends, and then oops, my phone battery died, and I'm like, my battery is dead, can I use your phone? And so one things that women go through. So one policeman gave me his phone, and I tried calling all my friends, like friends, like colleagues, people who I was working with in the same company, none of them were answering. Of course, it's like very early in the morning or late at night. I don't even know. And then no one answered, and I told them no one is answering, so no one is going to pick me up. So it's either you give me money for taxi or you take me home. And then this one policeman who was from Morocco told me to wait for him. So they wind up everything, and I got in the police car, and they dropped me back home to the company accommodation. This is the guy that I had used his phone to call friends of mine who didn't pick up. So he dropped me home, and he was like, "Are you sure this is where you stay? Because we can't believe you, blah 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 blah." And I said, "Yeah, this is where I stay." And so I went in. It was a villa. It's like a villa, a shared villa. I went in, and then 30 minutes later, I get a call. Of course, I'm not asleep because I'm still narrating to my friends like everything that just happened. My flatmate. I get a call, and when I answer the call, and the guy says, I am calling to make sure that you still live in this house, and if you want to prove that you still live in this house, good job. So right now, because I didn't trust you when I dropped you there, I want you to come outside the gate. And I was like, no, I'm not coming outside the gate. You have no permission to manipulate me like that. He was like, I'm going to send the police to arrest you if you don't go out. I'm like, no, I'm not coming out. You either tell me what you want, or you just send the police to come and arrest me inside the house. First of all, where did you get my number? And he was like, okay, enough. I'm not a policeman right now. Just come outside. What? Not this again. Anyways, so I talked to him and I told him, no, I won't come out. I am very tired, and I went through something that is not nice, so I'm not gonna. He told me, I called one of your friends and I asked them for your number because I would like to see you again, and I would like to take you out for a coffee. After you kept me interrogated in a police patrol car for 4 hours, now you want to take me out for a coffee. And he said, yeah, I like you. You didn't notice I wasn't the one who was putting pressure on you? And that, my friends, is how I never went for a date ever again in Qatar. Not even with the police guy. Yeah, he called me a couple of times asking me out, but no, I didn't want anything associated with the events of that day. And that is how I escaped probably a death and almost found a boyfriend. But that is how my story went. It was scary, it was weird. I do not think I was meant to date in Qatar. So thank you guys so much for watching part 2 of this story time. I hope you enjoyed as much as you did the first part of the story, and I will see you on the next video. Toodles, bye bye.
Toodles.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
For watching.
Thank you for watching. Hi guys.
Emma, thank you for watching.
Hi guys.
Suseme.
Hi guys. Thank you for watching.